Gunga galunga. Gunga gunga la gunga.
Take drugs, Danny?
Every day.
Good.
You know what I just saw?
Let's go while we're young.
Every time I've seen this, which is probably 3, I thought it was hilarious. I really enjoy this. This is a good laugh. This is just a stupid slapstick comedy. Rodney Dangerfield, I do like him. I like his stand-up better, though, than his acting.
So I got that going for me.
So, go.
Okay. Well, let me just put it right out there, being Sherry Blunt. Hated it. So I am not a fan of this.
I thought there was a couple of characters that you really enjoyed watching their shirts off or something.
There was only one character, and that was Scott Columbi, and he was like the Italian caddie, kind of the street punk, whatever, kind of like that. There was a couple of highlights in here. I mean, I can honestly say I like the gopher. And I also liked the soundtrack. Obviously, I'm a huge Kenny Loggins fan, and so I'm All Right was perfect. They also had a little bit of Journey in there. So, I kind of am a huge fan of the 80s music. Music is huge for me, so I absolutely love the soundtrack. But, yeah, the rest of it, well, No,
it's interesting because you get a stand-up actually there's several stand-up comedians. I mean, but Rodney Dangerfield obviously at that time was king. And he is in there. He doesn't have a clue how films are made.
It's not my fault nobody can understand what you're saying.
Harold Ramis, of course.
Yes.
And Bill Murray are friends, had been, while Harold was alive throughout, I think, most of their careers. And, it's interesting when you have somebody like Rodney Dangerfield, like stealing the show all the time. He didn't know what to do. Harold would call action, and he'd just like, I don't know what to do. Like,
And there comes
it's kind of funny.
The improvisation.
Yeah.
And I really admire that, because when Harold Ramis wrote this, and obviously the Ghostbuster fame, whatnot, but what I liked it is he wrote about true life experience because he used to be a caddie, along with his other buddies in here. So, and I think that's kind of cool. It's like, all right, and, and I will give him snaps. He wrote a movie about caddies and made it into an empire. I mean, that's still $60 million.
It's huge.
It's still huge. I don't know why, but it's
okay to be wrong sometimes.
Oh no. Hey, we are all allowed our opinions here. But
sometimes our opinions are wrong.
No, they're not.
Oh wait, that's why they're opinions.
But anyway, and I do. I love, Bill Murray. Bill Murray's always funny to me. I mean, I love the fact that, he didn't talk a lot in here. I think more of his actions were more funny. Just how he acted, how he moved, how, his facial expressions.
The whole facial,
he didn't need to talk.
Right.
He was good without talking. But I just,
he
typical,
was kind of a good, like, what do they call that? Like physical comedy.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He really didn't need to talk. And
right.
Because he was funny and you could kind of, and the little bit that he did talk was absolutely great. Like he had his, he had his quotes, and there was a lot of really good quotes in there, like Ted and I, now I know why tigers eat their young.
Yeah.
And then you'll get nothing and you'll like it.
Right.
Those are some quotes that are still even being used today. So I kind of, I do like the significance of, as times moved along, it's kind of become one of those classics. But at the same time, for me, it's a typical rom-com, nerdy, 80s thing.
It's movies like this, though, in my opinion, that kind of launched that whole 80s, like, hey, we can really do something with film And look at what the actors did in here throughout the 80s. I mean, huge things.
Yes, you're right.
And that kind of the 1980. This was hard to pick. Some of these 1980s. We picked 13 per year.
Yep.
It was really difficult to pick. Like, wait till we get to 84. I mean, there's hundreds in 84 basically that are dynamite.
Yeah.
Probably literally 100 films.
They'll be a lot better.
I won't argue with that.
Just saying.
But the reality is that what the foundation that this kind of laid was incredible.
Well, it opened up space for movies like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You know, the Breakfast Club, those kind of movies.
Yes,
it
absolutely.
opened up that whole genre.
It totally was. I
know.
think that's the thing that it doesn't get credit for as much as it should. The foundation that it laid for that. I mean, that's just huge. It's a launch.
And pivotal directors, John Hughes.
For sure.
You know, brought in, the Crybabies and, brought in that genre of comedy.
Yeah.
But what I loved about it, too, is with these 80s films, it's kind of talking about the teenage angst.
Yeah.
What young adults were going through and dealing with your parents and, and those kind of things. So, college, it really kind of opened up the door for a lot of these movies that are, that are still trying to mimic that formula today.
Right.
So, yeah.
I think that's part of the problem today, though, too. We won't get into that, but part of the problem is they're trying to duplicate things, and you can't do that. You have to just think outside the box, be original. But
I'm going to give you a little advice. There's a force in the universe that makes things happen. And all you have to do is get in touch with it. Stop thinking. Let things happen. And be the ball.
It's funny, like, how they make so much fun of golfing, essentially, like how Chevy Chase comes in. He's amazing and blah, blah, blah. But actual golfers love this movie. Like a lot of them quote things out of Caddyshack and how they do these things.
Yep.
And it's kind of funny. You'd think that as the professional sport, that this would,
more
this
dignified.
Mockery, they wouldn't
allow
watch it.
it.
They wouldn't at least say,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I think that's
and
funny.
I do, I appreciate golf because I love playing golf. Even though I totally suck at it, I love playing golf. I mean, I can see the mystic
too.
of, wanting to be out there. I mean, I love it. And, but I really think that, you're right. The movies that come out making fun of golf, Happy Gilmore, those kind of things. I mean, they do kind of make a mockery of golf, but I mean, golfers are kind of a different breed too.
For sure.
So I mean, they can appreciate the comedic part of it, but yeah, I mean, I mean, yeah.
The dolphin.
The dolphin.
I mean, the gopher.
The gopher
actually is a dolphin.
Is a dolphin. Yes.
It is. Literally, they took dolphin.
They took the dolphin sound and which I think was like.
It's another brilliant move.
I mean, because the gopher was cool.
Yeah.
I got a kick out of the gopher running through the tunnels and burrowing whatever, and that's what kind of kept me going watching this film. Because I knew there was going to be more on the gopher. And then of course you have the coming of age thing here and
the sex scene.
The sex scenes and the cheesy-ish.
Oh yeah.
But but
crazy.
at the same time, and then there's my boy. Well, not him, but just past.
He was
him.
out the window. Yeah.
Yeah, out the window. But yeah, I mean, so I really do think that I do have to give Michael O'Keefe. He did a really good job. Playing trying to kiss up to get the scholarship for. I think he did. And then of course now we're coming into the infamous.
The Baby Ruth.
Yeah.
See, I died. Every time I'm like, that is so funny. Especially because they make a big deal out of it because like the caddies get 50 or the staff or whatever gets 15 minutes in the pool. And then that they make such a big deal out of it and then all
But I
that.
have to tell you my aha moment or my funny moment from this film that I actually really laughed really hard was Ted Knight's wife.
Oh.
when she was trying to get them out of the pool. I mean, that she would be this aristocrat, elitist, you know, and she's trying to usher them out of the pool, and you know, she's got this, you know, she kind of made me laugh. The baby Ruth in the pool did nothing for me, but okay, that's.
Do you swim often?
You know, I'm in a pool, but I mean. But no, I mean, I don't know. I guess I just...
Have you never had that experience?
No.
Where they evacuate a pool?
No.
Oh, man. See, that's where you're missing out. I remember as a kid...
I don't think I'm missing out.
Well, I'm just saying.
You're pulling me out of my pool time because somebody took a dookie in the pool? No, dude, I'm not missing out.
That's funny. That's funny.
Just saying. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, obviously we...
No, and that's great. That's why we do this. Yeah. It's fun to learn somebody else's perspective.
I love the fact too that, you know, once again, location is really cool for me, and you know, that it was not filmed. It was not filmed where it you know, it has the Grand Oaks Country Club in Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I mean, the location is kind of. I mean, it's a beautiful setting, but it's amazing how, you know, they'll say it's here, but it's actually filmed somewhere else.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's kind of cool.
To prepare for this too, I wanted to say I thought it was kind of cool. Rodney Dangerfield actually hired Don Cherry, who's a singer and a golfer, to teach him how to golf. Just so that he would somewhat know what was going on, which he didn't look like he knew what was going on anyway. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of funny, but
I do like, you know, the one thing I did like about Dangerfield, and yes, I mean, Rodney is, you know, he obviously he's very good with stand-up. You know, he does much better live. But I do have to, I kind of loved how he, you know, the sarcasm, you know, the sarcastic.
Totally.
Just total a-hole.
Rich a-hole.
Yeah, you know, but looks completely out of place, but still makes the whole joint his own.
Yeah.
You know, now, you know, and that's charisma.
He owns his corner.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, you kind of gotta love that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, this kind of just reminded me of a typical 80s thing.
But it's not a typical 80s thing. It started the typical.
Started it.
Yeah.
Badly. But okay.
Again, it's okay to be wrong sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Says the guy who really enjoys people's opinions. Yeah. It's not about being right or wrong.
No.
I've often said, I might not be right, but it doesn't make you wrong. No, you don't listen to what I say? No, I say I might be wrong, but it doesn't make you right. Yeah. So, gotta listen. Listen.
I'm listening.
Just kidding.
I'm listening. There's the
Bill Murray. You know, he's the pompous a-hole. He became. I mean, this all went to his head in such horrible ways, in my opinion. But it's
think so?
Seriously. Have you watched anything or read?
Of his?
No, of how he became.
Well, I mean,
his fame and stuff. Well,
I mean, I have, but I don't necessarily think. I mean, I don't know. There again, there's that difference of opinion. You know, I think the stuff that he's done is, you know, some of the stuff has been kind of like
he's extremely talented.
Pretty brilliant. Actually.
He's extremely talented. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, I'm not taking that away from him. But he became that pompous, like. I'm better than everybody person.
But, you know, I don't know if you've noticed this, but people that do aspire to greatness have that crass,
but
holier than thou, I'm better. You know, they do. Some of the greatest geniuses are kind of arrogant that way.
Yeah, but it's kind of gone to a place where nobody wants to be around him at all. You know, and that's kind of the thing that the human connection, I think but he's absolutely an incredible. This is what makes the scene the best. Right here, Bill Murray puts a turd in his mouth. See, you don't think that's funny?
No, I liked her response.
I think that's hilarious.
No.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
gosh,
I mean,
that's
I just
hilarious.
like, okay, it's a damn candy bar. You know, when you saw the candy bar dropping into the pool, you kind of knew where this was going.
No, totally, and
So,
I agree with that.
I mean, really, it's kinda hard to get excited about
What they should
that.
have done was it in reverse.
Yes.
Like, they should have, like, cleaning the pool out,
see it. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of, you can't really get hyped about that when you see the scene right away.
No, I get that. Yeah. But the little kid in me,
Yeah, well, okay.
that's funny.
I can't fault you for that, I guess.
What else you got?
Well, you know, I mean, like I said, I do, you know, seeing kind of the young Michael O'Keefe, you know, seeing some of these actors, you know, the way they were then to where they are now. You know, and I think I had mentioned to you too, I did not realize that Chevy Chase and Bill Murray did not get along. I didn't know that it kind of came
Yeah.
to fights and blows or whatever.
Yeah.
And so
Oh,
that was a
yeah.
little piece of, you know, something I did not know.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't know it. Now, however, pretty genius, there's no contact with them.
Yes.
So that's pretty perfect.
Yes.
Knowing what I found out, and then finding out later on that they kind of patched their relationship during the Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
But yeah, I did not know that. I did not, I mean, honestly, I guess I'm used to the Chevy Chase out of Family Vacation.
Sure.
You know, now I love that movie.
Yeah.
Did love that movie. This one, I was just
We'll get
kinda
to
like,
that one at some point.
this one, he's cheesy. I didn't, this Playboy, I mean, horrible Playboy routine here. You know, she's, what is it? She's kind of like the, for lack of a better word, I don't know, country club slut. I mean, sorry. Oh, I don't know if I should say that, but
That's
I
fine.
mean, but you know, I mean, that's kind of, you know, I didn't care for it. I did not like him in this role. You know,
He is brilliant in it, but I understand where you're coming from.
yeah.
Yes.
It just wasn't. I really didn't. I really did not really care for him in this role.
See, but look at this right here. This is hilarious. Did he not execute this perfectly?
Perfectly.
I mean, come on, that's classic Chevy Chase stuff right there.
Okay.
That's total Family Vacation stuff. Like doofus. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, but you know, it just was so much better with Family Vacation versus this. I just, you know, I mean, there are so many buffoons in this movie. Honestly, I mean, Ted Knight, biggest buffoon ever. You know, the Scottish dude. You know, that's giving orders to Bill Murray to kill the you know,
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many buffoons in here. You were just inoculated with buffoons in here.
Right.
And I'm just, I mean, I'm sorry. It just was not my, this.
Well, your intelligence level is probably higher than mine, so that's why I thought it was funny.
I doubt that. But, you know, I just know what I like. And this just was not my, thing. I mean, I've seen Chevy Chase do better stuff. And you know, and granted, this was a pivotal.
Yeah, this was pivotal.
The
though,
pivotal,
but earlier,
yeah.
you know, earlier than this, what
And
did
we
he
all
do?
got to start somewhere.
You know, yeah,
in
absolutely.
our careers or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, but yeah, I mean, I can see for those that love that slapstick type comedy, love this kind of, you know, the satire or whatever. I can see where people love this, and it's still going strong today.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things like this scene here, you know, where she says, "You're crazy." And, you know, Chevy Chase reply, "That's what they said about the son of Sam." You know, that's him to a T,
But
right?
yeah, but you know, not only that, that's kind of, you know, I mean, that's kind of bold too, bringing out a sore spot with
You
Son
could
of Sam.
not do that today.
No,
You
I
know,
mean,
and that's what's wrong
you'd
with
have been,
today, though.
yeah, everything's censored.
Frankly, it's so.
Yeah,
my
God
feelings-
forbid you bring up about serial
A
killings
real-
and
yeah,
a
I
real
mean,
live thing. That
exactly.
You can't do that today.
Yeah, no,
And
they-
that's what that is one thing that, you know, I love the 80s. I loved everything about the 80s. I mean, obviously I graduated in 85, you know, and I just kind of loved it. Was, to me, the 80s were like the Woodstock 60s to the people in the, you know, I mean, it was just kind of my fun playground. It was, you know, growing up and starting to learn things, starting to, find a little bit of a niche in your, I really love that. So I can see why, movies like this, they're always going to be around. It's kind of like this movie's always going to be around. Just like if you go to a high school parking lot, you're always going to hear somebody playing Led Zeppelin. It's always going to be here.
Who's that?
God, I don't know. Who is that, Matt? Jeez. I don't know. Must be a goat roper.
Anyway, let's end it with an explosion. Planes flying over the 18th hole explosion. The pyrotechnics in this film, when they blew up the gopher, literal planes flying over reported it as a plane crash.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I did not. Okay.
So.
Wow. Well, okay.
It's an explosive scene.
It's an explosive scene.
It's explosive end.
There it is.
What should we do? Look at the camera and tell them what this one right here.
Wow, what should we
put
do?
Put you on the spot.
Are you putting me on the spot?
Tell us what you think.
Well, yeah. Tell me what you think of this. There. Tell me what you think of this film. I won't hold it against you if you like it.
She will.
No, I won't. Yeah, we're all entitled to our opinions. So yeah, shoot us a comment. Let us know. Email. Matt will pass it on to me. But yeah.
LegitQ at maddysmoviemix.com. Thanks so much for joining us. See you next time.
Hammer the share button. Go ahead and hammer out a comment to us. Go ahead and hammer the like button. Go ahead and hammer the subscription button. Go ahead and hammer the notification bells, because you know what? That's the best way you can support us. We appreciate it.